What is up, everybody? Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm recording this late on Tuesday. Why? None of your business. That's why. But look at us. We're back. We're back in our original space. And we did have Monday Night Raw last night. And this is WWE's Monday Night Raw Explained, the weekly video series where we take a look at everything that happened on this week's show. We try to see where some of these storylines may be going. We try to break down where WWE is trying to go with some of this stuff. And we take a look to see how things are starting to take shape as we head down the road to WrestleMania. Before we get started, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that bell for notifications. Drop a like, drop a comment, do all the things that you do. We post nothing but wrestling content on this channel, WWE and AEW. So if that's your kind of thing, and I know it is because you're already here, make sure and do those things and come, follow, be a part of this with us. Now, let's talk wrestling. Look, I know that WWE is trying to set up Roman versus CM Punk as the main event to WrestleMania, but Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi is going to absolutely steal that show. We had an encounter again last night where Brock and Paul Heyman came out again. Paul Heyman trying to say that Brock took advantage, or I'm sorry, that Oba Femi took advantage of Brock Lesnar having gone through all of Seth Rollins' goons, that he was already a tired mess by the time Oba Femi got to him, and that wouldn't have happened under any other circumstances. Yes, we've heard about everyone else that was supposed to be the next big thing after Brock Lesnar, but all of them fell short, and Oba Femi is just going to be one more of those. And then Oba Femi came out. I gotta say his name correctly. Then Oba Femi came out and just had his way with Brock Lesnar, right? Brock Lesnar was about to F5 him, and Oba Femi was like, nope, and just clotheslined him out of the ring. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait for this match, but Oba Femi needs to win. There's just no other way around this for me. If Brock Lesnar beats Oba Femi, all of this aura is just going to go away, and that just doesn't make sense to me, especially we're saying that this is Brock Lesnar's final year. Look, he shouldn't even be here as far as I'm concerned, but we're saying that this is Brock Lesnar's final year. And if that's the case, does it make any sense for him to beat the new kid on the block? Does it make sense for him to beat the next big badass superstar in WWE? No. What makes sense is for Oba Femi to just destroy Brock Lesnar. Oba Femi needs to destroy Brock Lesnar. And that's where I think they're going with this, or at least where they should be going with this. This was absolutely amazing. As far as I'm concerned, this should main event night 2 of WrestleMania. It won't, but I wouldn't hate it if it did. I really enjoyed tonight's show because we did so much, and it felt like it wasn't like an overpacked show like WWE tries to do sometimes. 4 matches, a few backstage segments, and so many storylines were pushed forward. We had the Usos versus the Vision tonight versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory. And this match ended in a disqualification. So apparently this match was supposed to be like a preliminary match for the Vision to get a title shot. Like the Vision had to win in order to get a title shot. And that's exactly what happened, again, through DQ. So Logan Paul brought out the brass knuckles like he usually does. They were intercepted by LA Knight. LA Knight came out to try to save the Usos, and then they were intercepted by Jey Uso. Jey Uso then grabbed the brass knuckles and in front of the referee, not caring, just hit Austin Theory with them, got instantly disqualified. So the Vision win this match, and they've earned themselves a title shot next week on Monday Night Raw. They're probably going to win this match because we're starting to tell that story again. And I'm glad that we're revisiting this. I don't like that we went away from this for such a long time, but we're starting to tell that story again of Jey Uso crashing out, right? We saw it during that, was it the Last Time Is Now tournament? I think it was, where he lost against Gunther and he just crashed out by the ringside, through the prime hydration station, through a bunch of crap all over the outside of the ring, and we kind of got away from that because his brother kind of pulled him in. They won the tag team titles, and we kind of just ignored that for a little bit. But we saw glimpses of that throughout the night today. We also saw a segment after this whole thing where LA Knight was, again, he's like, look, I have your guys' back. whatever you guys need from me. But if we're back to doing the whole bloodline thing, he didn't quite give him that same speech again, but was like, if that's what you guys are doing, then I'm out, right? Um, Jimmy Uso was like, listen, my brother is on a tear this week, blah, 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 blah. That happen next week. Listen, I watched this last night, and I'm trying to remember because I'm recording today, but essentially the same thing, right? Like LA Knight's like, I'm with you guys unless we're back to doing bloodline business. Yeah, and Jey Uso is definitely out to do bloodline business. We'll get to the main segment of tonight, which bravo to WWE. That segment tonight, that final segment between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. You know what? Why not? Let's just get into it. The final segment tonight was CM Punk and Roman Reigns again. And boy, oh boy, I love this segment. So CM Punk came out, was like, look, Roman called me old. It got, it hit a nerve. And yeah, I am old. I am old, and it bugs me because I know it, but I am proud of my age. I am proud of what I've been through. I'm proud of what I've done. He's like, look, I have the grays too, man. He's like, if I weren't proud of it, I would cover up these grays with Just for Men, like Roman does. Great. He then talked about, the Usos last week. Before CM Punk came out to the ring, Jimmy Uso was like, my brother's on a tear this week, so be careful what you say, was basically what he said. CM Punk mentioned that. He's like, so apparently Jey Uso is on a tear today, and I need to be careful about what he say. What's he going to do? Yeet me to death? And then, of course, his music comes up. And I loved the way that CM Punk did this, because he just like talked through the entire Jey Uso entrance music. I like it. Again, I like that they're revisiting this like angry and just like crashing out Jey Uso. There is something more to this story that we will see at WrestleMania. There was a segment backstage. I don't remember if it was the Usos and LA Knight or if it was when Jimmy was talking to CM Punk, where the background was the WWE trailer with The Rock on it. So I don't know if that's supposed to be a hint. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to get our hopes up. I don't want to be like, oh, The Rock is definitely coming back, when he probably won't come back. But it definitely felt like it was intentional. It definitely felt like it was on purpose. So after this whole thing, the Usos and CM Punk going back and forth, Jay's like, the OTC is going to get you, man. And then CM Punk's like, well, where is he? And then, of course, Roman Reigns music hits. Roman Reigns comes out. He basically tells Jimmy to take Jay to the back. Jimmy can't take care of Jay. Jay is, he's crashing out. He's doing his thing. So he gets into a scuffle with CM Punk. CM Punk smacks him with the microphone. Jimmy then goes after him as well. They get into it. And while that whole thing is happening, CM Punk gives him a Superman punch in the back of the head. They fall over. They do the whole, tussling in the ring. Everybody comes in. Security comes in. Adam Pearce comes in. Try to separate them. As Roman is leaving the ring, he's leaving by his own accord, right? He's not getting dragged out or anything. But as he's leaving, and the Usos are already outside, Jay tells him, and he doesn't even call him Roman. He's like, Joe, you know what to do. Go get him. You know what to do. And Roman's like, gets pissed, and he goes after CM Punk, and he just destroys him, right? He just like tosses him all around the ring. He spears him in the inside. He spears him on the outside. He power bombs him on the announce table. And he's angry. He is an angry OTC. He is an angry head of the table. And the whole time, CM Punk is just laughing. He's laughing at him. And he's like, yep, I struck a nerve. I did exactly what I wanted. I find this very interesting because, was it last week or a few weeks back, when CM Punk attacked Roman Reigns, everybody online was like, nope, everybody's thinking that CM Punk got Roman this week, but nope. See, the whole point is that Roman Reigns, he's getting to CM Punk, right? He's getting to him mentally, so that's why CM Punk gets bullshit. Because this week, after CM Punk definitely struck a nerve with Roman Reigns, after CM Punk definitely hit Roman Reigns in his feels where it hurts, and Roman Reigns crashed out and he got emotion on CM Punk. No one's saying that this week. Oh, all of a sudden, oh no, Roman Reigns did what he had to do. Roman Reigns came out of here being the bigger man. Roman Reigns. No. Stick to a story, everyone. Stick to a story. Either way, this was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, no, they're definitely going back and forth. CM Punk got on Roman Reigns last week. He struck him down. He knocked him out with a punch, whatever. Roman Reigns definitely got his payback this week. I'm getting excited for this match. Yes, it's more of the same. Yes, it's just the main event from last year's WrestleMania, just with a little twist, but it doesn't make it any worse. I am absolutely excited. Something big is going to happen with this main event, and I can just tell. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Because I can just tell something big is coming out of this. Speaking of something big, we also had a segment with Paul Heyman again. He came out because he was forced to by Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce did force his hand. He's like, you asked for time, you have to go out there to address Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman is like, I don't have anyone on my side. Like, Austin Theory's gone because he was hit with the brass knuckles. Logan Paul's gone because he was hit with the brass knuckles. Brock Lesnar is gone because he got pissed after what happened to Oba Femi. I'm by myself. How am I going to go out there? And he did, and he called out Seth Rollins. He was like, look, I'm a man. You come out here, you do what you need to do. But he had a plan, because when Seth Rollins came out, and I hate when wrestling does this, and then the Boston PD came out because they were in Boston, and like, oh, I have a restraining order on Seth Rollins, so take him away, guys. And then Paul Heyman was like really antagonistic to Seth Rollins. He was like really trying to dig. He's like, you're going to go to jail, and then your wife's going to marry half the locker room. Then they're going to take away your daughter. Then I'm going to adopt your daughter. And Seth Rollins was like, hell no, went around, took out Paul Heyman. Really interesting segment. I don't know where they're going to go with this, because Paul Heyman did mention, like, Braun Breaker is gone indefinitely. Bronson Reed is gone indefinitely. The Vision is in the middle of a tag team feud, which might probably go all the way to WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar has a feud with Oba Femi that's gonna go into WrestleMania. So I don't know where they're going with this WrestleMania. I think it would be really interesting if we get a match between Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. And I know that it would be a squash match, but similar to, right, like the Vince McMahon and the Stone Cold squash matches that we used to get, or like the the Bischoff versus Stone Cold squash match that we got all those years ago that was super entertaining. Like, maybe we can get something similar with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Like, I don't know, weird, but like, I kind of don't hate it. Like, if that's where WWE wants to go with this, let's do it. But that was super interesting as well. We also had, speaking of Seth Rollins and his wife, we had a segment with AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Just touching on that quickly. Promo battle, great, fun. They were both really great on the mic, but that's definitely going to be a WrestleMania match. Becky Lynch basically baited AJ Lee to having a title match with her. I don't know if I can't quite remember if they said specifically that it would be for WrestleMania, but it's definitely going to be for WrestleMania. So we're also getting a women's tag team title match next week between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Lash Legend and Nia Jax. That happened because Bayley and Lyra beat the Kabuki Warriors this week. After this match, of course, Asuka was pissed at Kairi. So she was pissed at Kairi backstage. Asuka walked away, and then Io Sky came out of nowhere and was like, Asuka shouldn't treat you that way, Kairi. I know you think she's your friend, but she shouldn't treat you that way, Kairi. And Kairi got upset, of course. Asuka called her from outside of the camera. She did the whole like Kairi thing that she does. Maybe we'll get an Io Sky versus Kairi, or Io Sky versus Asuka match at WrestleMania at some point. Unless we'll get Kairi versus Asuka, which I doubt it. I feel like what we are going to get is Io Sky versus Asuka, and then that's when Kairi turns on Asuka. I wouldn't hate that either. Io versus Asuka at WrestleMania? Hell yeah, give me that all the time. As far as the title match next week is concerned, I don't care who wins the tag team title match. I don't care who wins as long as you get me what I want, WWE. And I think that we're getting closer and closer. I really do think that it's starting to feel like we're going to get women's TLC at WrestleMania. I forgot to mention in that last segment, we also Io also got interrupted by Raquel because, of course, Io came and helped Raquel Rodriguez during her match. Or I'm sorry, Stephanie Vaquer with her match against Liv Morgan. Or I'm sorry, against Raquel Rodriguez last week by taking out Liv Morgan. So we're gonna get Io versus Raquel Rodriguez. I believe it's next week on Raw. So great. Speaking of which, speaking of Liv Morgan, we had Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the IC Championship. This was really cool because on their way out, Liv Morgan was attacked by Stephanie Vaquer. I'm glad that WWE finally remembered that this match is happening at WrestleMania because it felt like this was in the back burner for a bit and it felt like this was going nowhere for a while. So I'm glad that they went back to this. I hope that the build just keeps getting bigger and bigger. They did. They brawled in the back. They brawled on the entranceway. Stephanie Vaquer even, pushed Dominic Mysterio right before his match. It was great. I love this. So we did have Dom versus Penta. Penta did retain his title, of course, thanks to Finn Balor. We had JD McDonough trying to get involved in the match, getting on the apron, doing his thing as Dominic Mysterio goes up to do a frog splash after a 619 on Penta. Finn Balor's music hits, of course. Dominic Mysterio, he gets distracted by the music. He finally does go up to do the frog splash. He gets caught by Penta into a roll up. 1, 2, 3. Penta retains his title. After this match, Finn Balor he goes ape. He goes ape on them. He takes out JD McDonough as he's coming to the ring while this match is happening. This is while the Penta and Dom match is happening. He's already taken out JD McDonough. So then after this match, he goes in the ring. Him and Dominic Mysterio are brawling. He has the upper hand. He's about to give him the coup de grace. And then Dominic Mysterio gets pulled out of the ring by JD McDonough. But this is definitely not over. This is definitely going to be a match for WrestleMania. I don't know if it's going to be a one-on-one match or a multi-person match, but I feel like this is better fit to be a one-on-one match. I know there's no title on the line, none of that, but I feel like it's the better call. This whole segment, this whole match was setting up so much. Like I said, they did so much with what didn't feel like a whole lot tonight, and that was so much fun. It was a breath of fresh air. Two last things that happened on Monday Night Raw. One of them felt like I don't get it, which is Grayson Waller versus Javon Evans. I don't get it. Of course, Javon Evans turned down the invitation to be part of the New Day last week. And the whole story here was that Grayson Waller kept wanting Kofi Kingston to get interference to help him win this match. Kofi's like, look, I don't want you to get disqualified. And then just wouldn't interfere in this match. Javon Evans did end up winning this match, but I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this because I don't think Javon Evans is going to turn heel unless they're turning the New Day babyface again, but I doubt that also. Grayson Waller apparently isn't an official part of the New Day yet, so that's a part that like the commentators were talking about. Like, oh, how must you feel that Javon Evans got an actual invitation to be part of the New Day, but Grayson Waller has never been invited to join? So I don't know. I don't know where they're going with all this. It felt like a whole lot of nothing. I feel like they might interject some sort of New Day or Kofi Kingston match into WrestleMania against Javon Evans. We did see like a segment backstage where Javon Evans was talking to IShow Speed, which we'll get into in a second. So maybe this is where they get their like celebrity match with IShow Speed and Javon Evans. But that just feels, I don't know. I don't want that. Do you want that? I don't want that. So I'm a little confused by all this. Speaking of IShow Speed, though, he had a segment with Danhausen. He got cursed. He got cursed with Danhausen. So I don't know what's going to happen with IShow Speed now. Maybe Danhausen wanted to help IShow Speed with his online presence. He wanted IShow Speed's password to his social media accounts, and IShow Speed refused. So Danhausen cursed him. He cursed IShow Speed. So that's on IShow Speed, honestly. Very fun. Very nice, very evil. But Danhausen's a gem. Danhausen, I'm glad that he is so over. Like the pop that he gets from the crowd whenever he's on camera is absolutely amazing. I am so glad that we're all on board with Danhausen now. Anyway, there you have it. Like I said, this video probably go on late on Tuesday, maybe early Wednesday. I don't know. I could not record on Monday night, so it is what it is. Please bear with me. But Since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like, make sure to hit subscribe, make sure to do all of the things that you do with these videos. I thought tonight's Monday Night Raw, or last night's Monday Night Raw, was really, really good. I thought that, honestly, like 4 out of 5 stars, right? Really good. It's so much moved forward with these storylines. Like we got, let me see, looks at paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 WrestleMania storylines were like progressed tonight, and that does not happen every week. So great on WWE. Anyway, though, like I said, made it this far, drop like, do the things. As always, until next time. Also, like, click on whatever's here. It'll probably be here. Click on it. It'll be a video, probably this week in AEW. I'm on my road to becoming AEW's biggest, newest fan. So click on that to check it out. Anyway, though, as always, until next time, have a nice day.